What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be dropping some knowledge on you guys today. You probably clicked on this video, one, because you're either subscribed to the channel, two, you want to know how to resell. It's 2021, you want to make a little extra money, whether it be paying for bills or whatever. Maybe you want to start your own sneaker collection. Maybe you just want to take reselling full time. So I'm here to help you with that. Let's get right into it. First thing is what you're going to need to start reselling. First thing on the list, obviously, no brainer, a cell phone. So this cell phone is going to be a great investment. It doesn't have to be the new iPhone 12. It doesn't have to be the latest and greatest. It literally just has to do the bare minimum. If you don't have a computer, you're going to be using it for your spreadsheet, locking down deals on Instagram, eBay, all that kind of stuff. You're going to be using it for contacts. You're going to be using it for a lot of stuff, setting up meetups and all that stuff. So I would say a phone is essential. Phone, computer, one of those things you got to have. Next thing, capital. If you guys don't already know what that is, it's basically the money you need to start your business, the money you're going to be using to buy sneakers, flip that, reinvest those profits back into your business. So yeah, that's what capital pretty much is. Next thing, a printer. A lot of people overlook this. It's pretty important if you don't want to spend your money at the post office. This is going to save you a lot of money. You can buy your labels online, print them, and all you got to do is just drop them off at the post office. You don't got to wait in line and charge like 50 bucks to ship something to like Iowa or something. So definitely a printer is a must. I think you can get one for like 40 bucks. And the most expensive thing you're gonna buy is probably printer ink. That'll add up over time. You'll save money in the long run just using your own printer. Next thing, shipping supplies. I wish I knew this when I started, but save money where you can. Tape can be extremely expensive. I usually just buy that in bulk. Sometimes you can get it cheaper on Amazon, but don't go for like the best stuff. Some of those rolls are up to like 10 bucks. So I would just wait until it's on sale. Sometimes it's on Amazon. Uline, I believe, has some sales, or not sales. You can get it for a cheaper cost. You're gonna need, your regular stuff, tape, boxes, packing material. I use brown paper, the construction, like the floor stuff from Home Depot. It's like 15 bucks. Definitely worth it in my opinion. Bubble wrap can be really expensive, especially if you want to like completely cover the shoes. It'll be quite pricey. Also, if you don't want to pay for boxes, the US Postal Service website does have some free boxes that fit shoes you can ship in. I'm not too sure on the dimensions, but I do know that you have to cut them down. It's kind of an inconvenience if you have to cut it all down and shape it to the shoes and all that. So I just stick to Home Depot, the 70-cent boxes. They've got me through a lot. Next thing, cleaning supplies. You don't need the best stuff. You don't have to go to Foot Locker and cash out on that Jason Mark stuff. I use laundry soap and water, and then I use a brush that I got from Target. I think in total it's 10 bucks. And those little small ones that you can get like just from like Foot Locker and places like that, they're like $25 for like 4 ounces of like this little syrup or whatever it is. Yeah, no thanks. Stick to the laundry detergent and water, dude. Trust me, it's definitely worth it. Invest in some dryer sheets. Those definitely get the smells out, because often you buy shoes and maybe that person was a smoker or something, and that smell lingers with the shoes. So you don't want your shoes smelling like smoke when you give them to someone else. So just pop a dryer sheet in there and you'll be good to go. I'm pretty sure that's everything you need to start reselling, like item wise. If there's anything I missed, please let me know down in the comments. Also, if you have any questions, I'll try to get to them in the comments below, or you could just DM me on Instagram and I'll try to get back to you. So now let's get into the basics of reselling. For those of you that already know how to resell and all that, this video might not be for you. It's kind of for that person that really just doesn't know much about sneakers at all. Money. You're gonna need it to buy sneakers. Unfortunately, sneakers are not free. So if you're under the age of 18, I would definitely recommend maybe picking up a part-time job and saving maybe like $1,000 to $2,000. I know it sounds like a lot for some people out there, but put your mind to it, you got it. You got this. It's easy bread. So I would save up $1,000 to $2,000, whether you're driving for DoorDash, working a part-time job, mowing lawns, I don't know, maybe one of those things. Just save up $1,000 to $2,000 if you can, but you don't need that much. It's a lot easier if you do have that much, if you know what I mean. Because the more money you get, the easier it's gonna be. But if you are 18, I would recommend getting a credit card and being extremely responsible with it, guys. Please don't. Just use your common sense. Only buy stuff that you know you're gonna make and flip it and you're gonna get a profit out of it 100%. Don't buy anything risky with that credit card, because you are going to have to pay that off. And I would also recommend, if you're going to use a credit card, pay it off before the month is over. You don't wanna get hit with that interest rate. Dude, I think mine's like 20-something%. Immediately when I buy something, I secure my points and then I pay it off immediately, whether that be the next couple days or a week. I never ever let it go past a month. That's how you can pretty much start with absolutely nothing and just start reselling. But you do have to be extremely careful. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't want to hear any horror stories down in the comments. So now, that you saved up $1,000 to $2,000, got maybe a little part-time job. Now you're ready to secure some inventory. So I'm gonna show you guys how. This can come from many platforms on the internet, whether that be eBay, Mercari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. There's literally so many places you can get inventory from. Maybe even your local mall, Goodwill, maybe like a secondhand store. You can get a lot of stuff from a lot of places, guys, trust me. So you're gonna be wanting to look for maybe some used shoes that you can clean up for a profit. I would recommend Jordans, 1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, maybe some 7s, 8s. They're really tough. You can probably get them for cheap, but they're just gonna be harder to move. Keep that in mind. 11s move very well. 12s, not as much, but they still move pretty well. Maybe some 13s, some 14s, and then honestly the rest I really wouldn't bother too much with. Those are just gonna be really hard to flip. But just try to find some, watch videos on YouTube on how to restore your shoes. Maybe invest a couple bucks into like paints and stuff. Acetone's gonna be your best friend when you're cleaning shoes. Trust me, I use it all the time. Acetone, soap, water, brush. Scrub at those shoes. Make sure you take some decent pictures of them and then toss those up. So a lot of these buying platforms that I mentioned, you might be gonna wanna look at them once and then you're gonna see, there's nothing, I might as well just give up. Consistency is key when you're on these buying platforms. And then look under the used category and under the newly listed, because that's where you're gonna find all the steals with people just posting them. They just wanna get rid of them out of their closet, out of sight. They just want that bread, you know, that cheddar. Also, when you're buying inventory, you're gonna wanna learn to legit check. I literally just dropped a video on it. Definitely go check out that video if you wanna learn how to legit check your shoes. Legit checking your shoes is massive. That's probably where most of your money and most of your learning experiences are gonna come from. I'm not scared to admit it that I've lost a few $1,000s buying fake shoes, but now I know what I know. It's all in the past. I've learned, but just know there are a lot of fake sneakers. People will try to finesse you. They do not care about your life, bro. They just want that dollar in their pocket, you know, whatever it takes. Maybe you don't have the time to look through new shoes, or you just don't want to get your hands dirty buying some new shoes. The next thing is you can buy new sneakers on release dates. I would recommend following a few Instagram accounts that post those kind of drop info. So an account I like to follow is called How to Cop. I've been following them for at least a year now. They just post a lot of drop information, what's dropping, when, where. But if you guys want the most detailed like site list, raffle links, and all that kind of stuff, I would recommend joining a Discord group. I'll drop a few down below, so if you guys can check them out, you know, feel free. Just know I'm not paid by any of them. Just check it out. If you want to buy it, go buy it. If you don't, you don't, you know? Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting into a Discord group. Definitely use a credit card if you can for those new releases, just because usually most of them resell, and then you could just pay off your credit card and then just, you know, reinvest the profits. But hey, maybe you work a full-time job, you work a 9 to 5, you're exhausted at the end of the day. You don't have time to look on these raffle sites. You don't have time to wait in lines, wait in queues for all these drops. So what do? I got you. There's a thing called holding sneakers. For example, the Nike Strangelove Dunk released February, Valentine's of last year. When it dropped, it was reselling for $450. So you buy 10 of those for $450 and you're at $4,500. In 3 months, that shoe, that same investment is now worth $11,000. That shoe jumped up to $1,100 in like 3 to 4 months. That's a lot of money for not doing much. Think of it as like a stock, you know, stocks go up and down. Same with sneakers, but most of the time they go up. I don't really remember the last shoe that dropped in price, like drastically, like a stock can. So yeah, that's a great way. It doesn't take that much effort to buy a few shoes off of StockX and just hold them for 3 to 5 months maybe, but please do this. Know what you're doing before you start. I've made a few mistakes doing this before and I've lost out on a couple $100. I would recommend watching this one YouTuber by the name of Sneaker Invest. He's the guy you want to go to when you want to know more about holds and stuff like that. He just drops a lot of key info on whether he thinks the shoe is gonna do well, gonna go up over time, or it's just gonna kind of stay stagnant where it is. So yeah, I would definitely go subscribe to him. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you guys want to go check him out. Now you've secured some inventory, you want to know how to sell it, and I got you guys. So there's a few things. You got your GOAT and your StockX. Those are like the industry standard for selling shoes. It's just you sell them, ship them to GOAT, and once GOAT or StockX gets your shoes, then they'll pay you out. It's super simple, like literally a toddler could probably do it. The only thing on there is the GOAT that they take, I think 9.5% and then another 3.9% when you transfer it out of GOAT. StockX, I believe, takes 13%, but if you use them for a while and you get a higher tiering, I think it goes down to like 9 or something like that. But for that, you know, the average consumer out there that doesn't really want to build a brand, they just kind of want to sell the shoe and secure their profits, StockX and Goat are great options. But for that person that kind of wants to build a brand, wants more of a one-to-one connection with the seller, Goat and StockX are probably not going to be the best for you. I would recommend eBay, Mercari, and just really represent your brand. Include business cards in the boxes, great wrapping, great packaging, so they know that they can trust you, man. They'll come back again and they'll probably buy more shoes from you. Or you can take the Instagram route and build up a following on Instagram, kind of like how I did, and you know, just sell shoes on there. And it's literally just a one-to-one. There's no marketplace, there's no fees. It's just you and the buyer. You guys talk, negotiate on the price, you secure that money, and then you ship out their shoes, and then you guys build like a little connection. I've had people that have been buying from me for about a year now, and they've been really good customers. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and you will thrive in your business. Just know you're not gonna get rich overnight. It's not gonna happen in the next month. It may not happen in the next year, but you have to stay dedicated if you want to be able to do this full time. Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of money. It's gonna happen. It's a learning thing. Especially if you don't come from a background of sneakers. If you're just the average Joe Schmo, you don't really care what you have on your feet, you're not gonna know as much as maybe someone who's been in the game, maybe not reselling sneakers, but they've been in the game for a while. They know what shoes are dropping. They know what Jordan 11s are, compared to that person that just doesn't know much. It's gonna be a lot harder for them. That's kind of like what this video is for. Now I'm gonna go over some things that I wish I knew when maybe I was in your position. I wish I knew consistency was key. Building up a brand on TikTok, as much as that sounds corny, just talk about how to legit check a sneaker, how to package your shoes. Just provide value to people and people will come back to you. Kind of like what I did with YouTube here. I'm just kind of tossing out some valuable information for you guys, and maybe you guys find something useful out of it. Always trust your gut, no matter what. Because usually 10 times out of 10, your gut is right. If you think a shoe is fake, it's gonna be most likely fake. Always meet in a public location. If they tell you to meet up at their crib at like 9 o'clock at night, pitch black outside, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Not worth it. You're gonna either get robbed, I don't know, maybe killed. I don't know. Just always meet at like a bank, a mall, just somewhere public where there's eyes. So if something happens, people can see. It can still happen, but the likelihood of it happening is a lot lower. Don't ship your shoes out before you receive the payment. Some people will say, hey bro, yeah, just ship the shoes out. I'll pay you when I get them. Of course, bigger resellers, they'll do this thing called payment upon arrival. Kind of self-explanatory. They'll pay you when they get the shoes, authenticate them, just so you know they're not getting finessed. But for a smaller person, don't do it, bro. Literally just ask, yo bro, PayPal, sorry, or just say, sorry bro, you know, unfortunately I can't do that. I need the payment first. Don't do it. Don't trust people. Before you ship a sneaker out, make sure you take a ton of pictures showing the condition, because sometimes people say, hey yo bro, these are fake. They'll send you a completely different sneaker back, and you don't know because you never took pictures of it. So always photograph the shoe that you're sending them, because they could try to finesse you and flip it around and send you a fake back, thinking that you sold them a fake in the first place and you didn't think about it. Next thing is connections over profit. First, you're gonna be like, oh yo bro, I gotta get this money up, I gotta maximize my profits. Yes and no. Toss a few steals every now and then. It makes people want to buy from you more. You're like, oh, that guy throws steals, I'm gonna go shop with him, compared to the guy like, oh, this guy taxes, why would I buy from him? You know what I mean? Toss steals and people will mess with you, but just don't make it like a super big habit. Also, do not be greedy. Don't try to milk every single penny out of, that was sus. Bruh. Don't try to milk every single penny out of the shoe. Just sell it for a little, maybe just sell it right a little bit below market, just so you're securing that profit still, but you're not charging market, so people won't, you know. Free shipping. I can't tell you how many deals I've lost in the beginning when I said, yeah, shipping's like 15 bucks. They'll ghost you, they don't care. It's 2021, people are not paying for shipping anymore. So the way I ship my shoes is called pirate ship. I'm not getting paid from them, I just use them every single time. And usually the label will come out to like 9 or 10 bucks. And if that's 9 or 10 bucks, I can afford to lose. I'll just increase the value of the shoe to cover the shipping costs. Also, I know this is just my type of thing, but I have a guarantee where if your shoes don't get lost in transit, I'll give you your money back, because I know what it feels like to have your shoe lost in transit and you kind of just feel like you just got scammed because you didn't get the shoe and you're out the money. If the shoe is not marked as delivered, then I'll refund you your money back in the next few weeks if it doesn't show up. But if that shoe says delivered, that's tough, that's on you, bro. It's happened maybe 3-4 times with me, and it's usually been no more than like $200, thank God. So that's really good. I'm very fortunate that that's the case, because I know some people that have lost thousands of dollars with the post office losing their shoe. When you're messing with those bigger numbers, I would make it signed on delivery. Also insure your package, just so in case that does get lost, you will recoup some of the cost back. So now I'm gonna call a few of my reselling friends and I'm gonna ask them what they think. And I'm gonna ask them if someone wanted to start, what they would tell them. Let's get into those calls. I am here with 760 Dom, 760 Kicks. He's gonna be dropping some knowledge on you guys. All right, how did you start reselling? How much money did you have when you first started?
I had about $10,000, so I have a different perspective than a lot of guys. I have a lot of respect for the people that came in with very little money.
Yeah.
And I, for a fact, you can do it. But when I was 13 years old, I started umpiring baseball games, and I did it all the way through my sophomore year of college. At a lot of levels. So I made a lot through that. I saved my money, which is why in my content I talk a lot about saving money. Because it happens up for you. So I had money, and I was in school, and I wanted a different way to make income. And the thing that really stood out to me was Gary Vee did a big garage sale video, and I was like, oh, like that seems pretty easy. I'm gonna go try that. And I ended up buying 10 pairs of Vans.
Wow, Vans.
Vans. And
okay.
selling them on eBay, and I made like $200 profit in a week. And I was like,
yeah,
okay,
that's solid.
Shoes are the way to go.
Yeah. I talked about earlier in the video how it's a good idea to start with a part-time job. You can start with nothing. It's a little harder to get off the ground, but you can definitely do it.
Here's what I have to say on that. The more money you have, the more space you have to make mistakes, right? So I legitimately went into this game with no knowledge of sneakers. And I said, all right, I'm gonna go drop a few $1,000s, and if it goes badly, sucks, and if it goes well, I'm gonna learn a lot from this. And I think that's a really good business attitude to have in general. You see like the really great people who operate businesses, like guys like Jeff Bezos, who say, we're going to consistently take risks that will probably fail, but if they work, will work in a huge magnitude. And that's how I'm this. I'm also investing in sports cards now and trying to build out a model to make profit off of that. And I've also spent a few thousand on that without knowing if it'll work or not. Yeah. Having money beforehand gives you a ton of room to make mistakes.
What would you say your biggest mistake is when you first restarted, for that person out there that maybe is scared?
I think I didn't have a great feel for what shoes were worth.
Okay. You didn't have like that prior knowledge that maybe some people have? You haven't been around sneakers for that long?
I think there's space to, and it didn't really hurt a lot, but there's space to do more research. What shoes go for what value, so you can dive into the GOAT used market and really look through it, and dive into eBay sold listings and really look through it. I think I picked that up quickly, but that's something that slowed me down at first. Another, now that I think of it, is at first I didn't clean anything. I'd get a shoe in and I'd
just list it.
Yeah, and I still see resellers all the time that they'll hit me up to sell their shoes and they haven't even cleaned the bottom. With a quick bottom scrub, you're 15 value to your shoe.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're newer to the game, you're operating on tight margins, it's hard for you to sell stuff. It's gonna help you a lot if you get your shoes looking as clean as possible before you sell them.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Dom.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, guys, so I am here with Dylan Sangley. He owns designer_etc. So I got a few questions for you today. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
What would you say is the most important thing for a new reseller to know?
The most important thing for a new reseller to know is that you're gonna have a lot of negatives, and you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna try to discourage you from reaching your main goal in life.
100%.
Right? For George and I, we have a lot of trolls, we have a lot of haters, we have a lot of people, especially in our family, that try to discourage us from trying to make it to the top. But you always gotta remember to build your thick skin over time. It may or may not get into your head at first, like it did with me.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand that if this is something that you love, it's gonna be a long-term process. You gotta deal with, especially during times like this, you gotta make sure to keep your head up high and just make sure you give it to God, and you just gotta make sure you keep on grinding each and every day. Make sure you're always consistent with buying, selling, and just consistent with your craft, posting whatever it is that you have to do to make it to the top.
That was a good answer. That was solid.
Yes.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned reselling so far?
The biggest lesson I've learned with reselling is to never get comfortable. You get to a certain point in life and you have a bigger following, you have a bigger audience, you tend to get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, relax, laid back.
Exactly. Comfortable meaning you're not gonna wanna use your black light as much during sneaker meetups because that person may or may not know you, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I've done business with this person before, but not like that. You always gotta make sure you take your time, you legit check all the sneakers that you get. Yep. Right? As sneaker meetups.
Yeah, right? I made that mistake, I know that.
Exactly. A lot of my friends, I know you, obviously, like we've talked about this before, especially at like Dunk Exchange, where we've seen like crazy fakes.
Yeah.
Fakes are getting better. You don't want to get caught lacking.
Yeah, you don't want to get finessed.
Exactly. You could have $10,000 and you could lose that $10,000 if you're just careless.
Yep.
So take your time, use your black light, use a legit app.
So last question is, do you need a lot of money to start reselling?
You do not need a lot of money to start reselling.
That's like the most common question I get is, hey bro, I got like 40 bucks. I don't know what to do.
You don't even need $40.
Exactly.
Okay? Literally all you gotta do, have someone donate clothing to you, right? People donate to thrift shops all the time.
Yeah.
Right? You just ask your family or your friends if they got anything to donate to you to start your reselling career.
Yep.
Then go ask them. Right? It doesn't hurt to ask. When you get those clothes, sell them on your Instagram, sell them on your OfferUp, your Facebook Marketplace. Apps like Rails, Mercari, Craigslist, LetGo. There's so many different selling apps that you can sell those items on, and you can make your bread initially, but you can reinvest it into bigger items such as like the high-end sneakers, high-end sells as well today.
One more extra question. I just came up with this right now, but how important do you think it is to build your personal brand?
I believe that it's very, very important. Right? Especially if you want to have your own business, your own brand.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to have your own personal brand because you want to be as reliable as possible. People want to know where you're buying from. People wouldn't buy from you and I if they never start face.
Exactly. That's what I try to tell people. Putting a face to a profile picture brings a lot of confidence out in people, and they'll want to mess with you.
You know, it's unfortunate there are a lot of scammers out there.
Yep.
Right. And
most of the time they don't show their face.
Exactly. Most of the time these scammers don't show their face. It's very unfortunate that there are scammers. So you got to have empathy to the people or the buyers that are buying from you and be like, no, they're kind of scared. First, I have empathy for that because there are a lot of scammers out there, and I'm like, you know what, whatever you feel comfortable with, we're gonna go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Right? I don't force people as long as they feel comfortable at the end of the day. Then, you know what I mean?
Yep. Thank you, Dylan, for being on the video. Anything you want to shout out?
Hey man, make sure you guys go follow DSanglay on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yes, sir.
At designer_etc, DSIGNER_ETC.
Yes, I'll make sure to leave links down in the description so they can go find you. I want to thank Dylan and Dom for being on the video. Hopefully you guys found some key information in this video, maybe to help you out reselling, whether it be just for personal, or maybe you want to make a brand out of it, maybe you want to make a business out of it. If you have any more questions about reselling, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and also check out my other videos. I might answer some of your questions in one of them. I've made a few videos like this. Yeah, just go check those out if you have any more questions. Also DM me on Instagram, it never hurts. I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can if you guys have any other questions. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow me on my Instagrams, they'll be up on the screen right now, and they'll be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean the world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Out the gate like Messiah, run around my